Today I'm going to review some cup holder designs that I made for some old mates. The first one I did was for this Ford Falcon, which suits EA, EB and ED models. I've even made some product advertising for my old mate Ando. First I took a photogrammetry scan of the center console using Kiri engine on my Android phone, concentrating on the rear pocket where we want the cup holders to be placed. The next step was to replicate the pocket that fitted into the console. We checked the fit and now we have some reference data to design the cup holders to fit into the same cavity. I used Fusion 360 to design the cup holders. You can see the pockets superimposed on the cup holders. Next I checked the design inserted into the center console scan. Originally I had designed the cup holders to just snap in like the pocket, but it didn't feel secure, so I changed the design to use bolts to sandwich the cup holder between the center console. There's a drink coaster printed out of TPU that will hide the bolt heads, and a TPU gasket to help keep it secure and make sure there's no noise generated from the plastic on plastic. So onto printing. I've designed the cup holders to be printed upside down. This gives me the build plate texture on the top surface of the cup holders and allows the bottom half to be hollowed out. So the trick to this print is to use support material that won't stick to the main filament. It is only used on the interface layer of the cup cavities, which will help make removal of the supports clean and easy. Okay, let's have a look at it in real life. I'm using Bambu Labs PETG high flow filament on an A1 printer. The quality that comes off these machines is pretty good. You can see the tree support structure grow as the cup holders are printed. These supports will grow smaller and closer together as it approaches the bottom of the cup. Then swap to the special filament. This support layer is printed directly on top of the PETG supports, held in place by the tree structure. You can do the same thing by using PETG and PLA as they won't stick together. Once the support layer has been printed, we switch back to PETG and finish off the rest of the print. Now to pull out the support. The tree structure tends to break apart, making the final layer removal a little tricky, but I found if you get a good grip and just wiggle it around, it will dislodge the final layer. So if we have a look at the final print, it's not too bad. Nice clean print, and even the bottom of the cup holders isn't too bad. Now onto the underside support. Partway through the print it will pause and allow you to drop in the nuts. Make sure they don't stick up, then press continue for it to finish the rest of the print. This piece will be inserted inside the console. The bolt in the cup holders will pull this piece into place and sandwich the center console. I've printed the gasket out of TPU and I've also printed the coasters out of TPU. I stuck the Ford logo on them to make them look cool. Next, I've used super glue on the gasket. Use the cup holders to position the gasket and push the inside clamp over the cup holders. Due to the contour, I've pushed the gasket down until all parts are in contact with the inner clamp. I've taped the gasket in place and let the glue dry. Now to fit the cup holders. Remove the large bin in the center console and also pop out the pocket where the cup holders will go. Put the inner clamp with the nuts embedded on the inside of the console and then place the cup holders over the pocket cavity. Drop some washers and some socket head screws into the bottom of the cup holders and tighten up the bolts. Now don't over tighten the bolts as you will be able to pull the layers apart. For the final touch, place the TPU coasters in the cup holders to hide the bolts. Reassemble the center console bin and you're ready for cruising. Okay, on to the next project. I'm starting the same way. I have replicated the insert that fits into the center console of a Mercedes-Benz E-Class W211. Now that I've duplicated the insert, I can move on to designing the cup holders. Once again, I have taken a photogrammetry scan of the center console with Kiri engine and designed the cup holders to sit above the existing pocket. Here you can see I've got plenty of clearance on the center console. So I printed a quick draft print for testing. It looked bigger in real life than I thought. It tested okay with only a few minor tweaks, so it's time to start printing the final version. I am printing this out of Bambu Labs PETG black filament. I have used normal supports on this and it will be easier to remove than the tree supports. As previous, I will use support material on the interface layer of the bottom of the cup cavities. Because my design is not symmetrical, I've added the text and the Mercedes logo to help orientate the cup holders. The rear of the cup holders have a bigger recess that allow you to open the center console compartment. Now to remove the support. Stab it with some pliers and pull it out. You can see the transparent support material on the top surface. Now to test that my mate's favourite water bottle fits inside the cup holders. Pretty happy with how it come out. Throw in a couple of logo coasters and the job's done. All the files are freely available on MakerWorld.